Hey guys, I'm looking at my brand new homemade fire alarm system. So this is the panel box right here. Got an alarm right here, amplifier, bunch of messy wires, another alarm. We have a pull station. This is for a carbon monoxide pull station. And that's actually the only one I've set up. So I have 3 fire zones, which use these little diodes right here. Instead of end-of-line resistors, I have these diodes. But basically, to set it off, because I don't have enough switches, so you would just put like a wire in between like this, and then it would start going off. And I have another one of those right here, except I have 2 in series for this one. And then if we follow this wire and go up, you can see that I have a heat detector, which is on the 3rd fire zone. So yeah, that's the system right so far. So let's take a look inside the panel. We have 2 microbits here. These lights just mean that it's on and ready. We have some circuitry down here, along with 3 9-volt batteries to power the strobe lights. And that is inside the panel. So now let's just give it a test. So to test the panel, you just press this Microbit's logo. So let's do a fire alarm test first. Now it's going to be a carbon monoxide alarm test. So for carbon monoxide, the strobe blinks twice. And then now it's back to fire. Just hit reset. Just turn that off. Light blinks, indicates it's been reset. So I'm going to pull the carbon monoxide alarm here. And for fire and carbon monoxide, when the alarm is triggered, the strobe will flash a few times first, and then the alarm will sound. Here we go. Might take a few seconds here. There we go. So for carbon monoxide, it blinks twice, like that. So that means it's an alarm right there. Now here it goes. So I'm gonna silence it by hitting this. So now just blink, and to reset. Now everything's reset. So now we're gonna test fire by using a heat gun on the heat detector. Now this might take a while, but here we go. If I can find the on switch for the heat gun. There we go. There we go. Okay, so you have to press this one to silence the fire alarm, press that one to silence the carbon monoxide alarm. If you want to silence the panel, just gotta hit that. And now we're just waiting for everything to heat detector reset, which will take a while, so once that resets, I'll be able to reset the panel. So it's been a while, so the heat detector is probably reset by now. So this light right here means that zone 1 is an alarm, which is the heat detector zone. I think I might have said zone 3 earlier, but I messed up. That just means it's silenced, and for some reason this alarm is sending a squeal. But I'm just gonna hit reset. Showing device active. Probably because the heat detector is still active. What that means is that it's still active and it might go back into alarm, so I probably didn't give it no time to reset. But yeah, I'll do this for a little while. It could have just reset like within a few seconds, which is probably why it's not going back into alarm. But yeah, so I guess I gave it just barely enough time to reset. So now I'll show you the faults. So if something happens, these lights will come on showing that the zone has been disconnected. Sometimes they'll flicker once in a while just because it thinks it got disconnected when it really didn't, but I'll show you that right now. So right now, let's say I want to disconnect this zone right here. So kind of hard to pull the wire out with one hand. As you see, it's now disconnected. And it's chiming to let me know that's disconnected. Light's blinking a little bit. So yeah, the default thing does work. So now I'm sure that the other zones do work with installing like a jumper cable here. So now what you just have to do is you have to touch the other end and you gotta hold it for a little while. And then it goes into alarm. Just like that. Sometimes it doesn't like silencing right away. There we go. Sometimes you can't silence it right away because this micro's still telling this one to go into alarm. So you have to wait a few seconds, which is why I was doing that. Now I'll show you guys walk test. So what this does is you can just test every single thing on the system, and the alarm will go off for a few seconds and then stop. So you just hit this button, shows the guy walking. So now I can just like get my little jumper wire and activate everything. Alright, so now I'll test out the walk test. So I'm gonna jump this zone right here. And then you'll just honks and lights flash. And it shows like a loading sign, and then once it chimes, it's ready to go. So just tested the carbon monoxide zone. As you can see, sometimes it honks longer than others. But yeah, the walk test does work, and it's nice having it. So now I just turned the system off, and it's not done yet because I'm planning on putting like a locking mechanism on the door. But I'm doing crawling to this Arduino, but it's been giving me some issues lately, so I'm gonna try to see if I can get some stuff fixed, and then I'll be able to hopefully do it. So that's the panel in a nutshell, and comment if you have any questions.